And it's getting quite dark now. Moon's up.
Ah, it's not a gate. That is a fence.
Deep forests have always drawn people in, for quiet, for solitude, for the simple escape of camping far from cities and crowded roads. During the day, these places feel peaceful, almost welcoming. But when the sun disappears behind the trees and the forest settles into silence, something changes. Sounds travel differently, movements feel closer, and sometimes campers begin to realize they might not be alone out there. What exactly is moving beyond the firelight? In this video, we'll examine 5 of the most disturbing forest camping encounters ever documented, all captured by real people on real cameras. Our first one is from the YouTube channel Black Crag, a solo creator based in the English Lake District, whose content focuses on wild whooping, fell walking, and landscape photography across the remote hills of Cumbria. In June 2023, he uploaded a video documenting a deliberate overnight stay on a fell with a centuries-old paranormal reputation.
It's Midsummer's Eve. The year is 1735, and a local man spies what he believes to be a gigantic army marching across the ridge of a nearby hill. This procession goes on most of the night, and the following morning he goes up to the hill and finds absolutely no trace of an army whatsoever. No footprints.
The location is Souther Fell. On Midsummer's Eve 1735, a local man reported watching a vast army march in procession along the hill's ridge through most of the night. The following morning he found nothing. No footprints, no hoof prints, no trace of passage.
No hoof prints. 2 years later, on Midsummer's Eve, several other people see exactly the same thing, a gigantic army marching across the ridge. They then proceed to tell other locals about what they saw that night, and nobody believes them. Fast forward 10 years to 1745, and 26 people witness an enormous army marching across the ridge of this same hill. And again, this went on all night, and the ranks were 5 men deep. And these 26 people that witnessed this army marching along the ridge of Souther Fell.
2 years later, on the same night, a separate group of witnesses reported the identical thing. No one believed them. By 1745, 26 people, all described as sober and of sound character, watched an army 5 ranks deep moving along that same ridge until dawn.
Today is Midsummer's Eve, and this is Souther Fell. It's also our room for the night. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up our tent.
Creator arrives on Midsummer's Eve and pitches his tent along the southern ridge, directly where the procession has historically appeared.
Now, I have to confess that I am not a massive believer of ghosts. I mean, part of me does believe in the supernatural to some extent, or certainly unexplained things that can happen. I've had a few weird things happen in my life that to this day I still can't explain. But ghosts, I don't know. They certainly don't frighten me, that's for sure. The prospect of seeing ghosts certainly does not frighten me. What does frighten me are other people. That really terrifies me, to be honest with you, especially out in places like this.
Before dark, he acknowledges that the supernatural holds no fear for him. What does frighten him, he says, is strangers, unseen people in an isolated and exposed place.
All right, it's 8:30, and I thought I'd have a little wander along the hill ridgeline. There's the tent there, obviously a little cairn as well. So the sun, yeah, it's not far off the dropping behind that hill now, and it has dropped a little bit in temperature. This coat is a little bit overkill. I definitely don't need this coat at the moment, but I do need the pockets because I've got all my paraphernalia in it. So yeah, I'm going to have a little wander along and see if we can see this flipping ghost army, because, you know, I've come all this way.
By 8:30, the sun is dropping behind the hills to the west. He walks the ridge in softening light, scanning the open fell. Nothing moves.
10:20, still no sign. Nothing. And it's getting quite dark now. Moon's up. We can't see it. We can't even see me. The moon's up. One of the planets is up. I don't know what that is. It might be Venus, perhaps. Yeah. Right, I've switched to night vision mode. the infrared on, and I probably look very, very strange, but I can't see anything now. It's kind of weird looking probably in this. There's still quite a bit of light in the sky there, but in terms of on the ground, it's very dark. You can see Finn though. Yeah, so I've not seen anything. I've not seen not even a single soldier.
Past 10 o'clock, darkness has settled over the fell. He switches to night vision, sweeping the terrain methodically. The ridge is empty. He turns back toward the tent.
Not get woken up in the night. I think it's going to be a very early start in the morning because it's going to get very light soon. Oh, not long at all. What the Oh, what the hell?
He stops.
That is absolutely scared the out of me. I'm not kidding you. Walking down there, coming back towards the tent, talking to you guys. I'm telling you right now, there was somebody stood right here. Oh, I'm not kidding you, the hairs on my arms are stood up. My skin is crawling. Right.
There's a figure standing beside his tent.
There's no way I'm staying here tonight. No way. I can't stay here. I'm gonna have to pack a tent up and go in the dark. I mean, I've kind of looked in this grass here to see if someone was about, you know, like doing a prank or something. But there's no one in here, and I would have heard them move off. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is terrifying.
He retreats. His voice drops. He says he cannot stay. Not tonight. Not on this fell.
I mean, it could just be some around here, you know, just winding me up, knowing that there's someone up here. I mean, I did get spotted by several people coming up, so it could be someone trying to prank me, but I would have heard them. I would have seen them move off, and I would have heard them move off. Unless they're in the flipping tent. Unless actually I saw them in front of the tent and they've climbed in. I would have heard the zip. I would have heard that go. So, sorry, my head's gone now. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to have a think.
He searches the perimeter, combing the long grass. No one. No sound of retreat. No movement at all.
Let's get in the tent. I just want to make sure there's nobody in here. Right, there's no one in here, which I don't know if that makes me feel any better, because that means there's potentially someone out here. Don't know why I'm using this if I can't see a damn thing. Right, Finn.
He checks inside the tent. Empty. He settles into his sleeping bag in the dark and lies still, watching the fabric wall for shadows.
Finn's down. Outside, and I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just saying this. There's still quite a lot of light outside, and I'm just half expecting a silhouette to go past. I'm just hearing loads of noises, and I know you hear loads of noises anyway when you're in the tent because the tent's flapping and there's bits of grass against it, and there's all sorts of weirdness. But
the light outside remains faintly present. He waits, half expecting a silhouette to cross the fabric.
Weird night. That little episode last night as I was approaching the tent completely freaked me out.
By morning, he reflects on the encounter with a kind of exhausted disbelief. Unsettling, he says, in a way he cannot easily dismiss.
Yeah, another weirdness of last night, apart from the strange figure that I saw stood by the tent, it kept going really windy, and then it would completely stop. And then really windy again, and then completely stop. Very bizarre.
He also notes that the wind through the night behaves strangely, surging and dying in sudden cycles before stopping altogether just before dawn. No figure appeared on camera, no explanation was reached. In the same place where generations of witnesses once described something impossible moving through the dark, one man saw something standing still. What was it waiting for? Now the YouTube channel What Day Is It? Woolven, run by a UK-based outdoorsman who goes by Woolven, focuses on wild camping, bushcraft, and stealth camping across British woodland and open countryside. In November 2025, he uploaded a video documenting an overnight stay in a woodland with an established local reputation for unexplained sounds and activity. With one additional detail, his companion had never once slept in the wild before.
Alright guys, it started now. The time is now 3:31, half 3. And it's already getting dark, so we don't have that long of sunlight left. There's plenty of dog walkers around as well, which is not the best.
They enter the wood on a grey afternoon, arriving at 3:30 with daylight already withdrawing. Dog walkers move along the perimeter path. The two press deeper in.
The problem with being in the woods, guys, obviously it's great for fire, it's great for like to be hidden, but the downside is it gets dark very early, and also when it's raining you hear a lot more, like it's a lot louder on your tarpaulin when obviously that drops, when the tree gets shaken by the wind, drops down, and it's quite loud. But all this open land, and then we just camp in this little block here. I reckon that'd be quite cool. But I reckon in here we'll be pretty secluded. Let's go and have a little look.
Woolven notes, almost as an aside, that woodland amplifies everything. Rain on tarpaulin, branches moved by wind, water falling through the canopy. All of it becomes something harder to read once the light is gone. They find a sheltered hollow between 4 trees, rig the tarp, and string their hammocks as the last of the afternoon disappears above the canopy.
Sick. Like how that's just like, I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, that little setup. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, that is
The way it is.
sick.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
By evening, the camp is settled. The fire is lit. Both men fall quiet, looking out into the surrounding darkness.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because of the screeching noise.
Yeah, really. A boar. A wild boar. Sound like you.
One of them stops mid-sentence. He asks his companion if he can hear it. Something is making a sound in the trees beyond the edge of the firelight. They cannot locate the source.
Hear owls going all night. Bit strange, but well, it's not really that strange. Heard some really weird noises earlier as well, like screaming. Bit strange, but anyway.
Through the deeper hours of the night, the owls call without stopping. Woolven notes this, describes it as strange, then mentions, almost in passing, that earlier he had heard something else out there. Something that sounded like screaming.
I reckon we're in for a nice cozy night in the so-called haunted woods. So
Before turning in, he acknowledges the reputation of the place. He refers to it carefully as the so-called haunted woods.
no guys, see you in the morning.
They go to sleep.
Guys, if someone survived the night. Birds chirping and owls and other things squawking and foxes and that. It's very lively around here. So I think that's why people call it haunted, because of the wildlife and the weird noises, to be honest with you.
By morning, both are still there. The woods around them remain audibly alive. Birds, owls, foxes, something further out. Woolven suggests the density of wildlife alone is likely what has driven the location's long-standing reputation.
Guys, I wouldn't say it's particularly haunted in the Patcham Woods, Clapham Woods, whatever you want to call them. I'm pretty sure they're the same things. But yeah, that is my take on it. Didn't really have any encounters last night. Just heard a lot of weird laughing from foxes we believe to be. I mean, they probably are because they make weird noises anyway, so that's what I would assume they would.
Walking out through early morning fog, he reflects on the night. No direct encounters, he says. The screaming, he believes, was most likely foxes. The laughter in the dark, probably the same. No audio of the screaming was isolated or captured clearly on camera. The sounds heard in those woods that night were never formally identified. What kind of animal produces a sound that a person, lying alone in a dark wood, cannot bring themselves to attribute to an animal? Now the YouTube channel WildBeare, run by a solo camper named Claire. The channel focuses on wild camping, stealth overnight shelters, and solo outdoor adventures in the British countryside. In August 2024, Claire uploaded a video documenting what started as a deliberate skills test, a solo stealth camp pitched right at the edge of a woodland, directly beside a narrow country road.
Too weird tonight, I'm going.
The goal was straightforward: assemble a hidden shelter in plain sight and remain undetected through the night. What she encountered instead had nothing to do with being spotted by passing traffic.
I am quite confident that I can make a nice stealthy little shelter down here, but what I'm not sure about is how to actually put it up without being seen. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is, whenever the cars come past, is just jump behind this tree and hide until they've passed by.
She worked quickly between passing cars, ducking behind trees each time headlights swept past, assembling a camouflage tarp shelter from camo netting, trekking poles, and foliage gathered from the ground. The hide was imperfect. Wrong color netting, sparse undergrowth, more exposed than intended, but by nightfall it held. She settled in without lights, without an iMac, without earplugs.
But I had a really weird feeling when I turned up. I just felt really on edge and strange, and it just didn't feel right. So I went home.
An alarm set for sunrise. She needed to stay aware. She had almost not come at all. The previous night, she had driven to a different location and left before ever setting up camp.
I set an alarm for 10 to 6 tomorrow, sunrise, because I don't want to be asleep here, unaware of what's going on, and I'm not going to use my eye mask or earplugs tonight because I just want to be alerted if I need to be alerted. So I'm not going to get much sleep tonight.
Something about that place had unsettled her. No clear reason, just instinct. This time she pushed past it and stayed. Just after dark, a vehicle stopped on a road with no lay-by and no reason to pull over.
Just had a bit of a fright there. Someone just pulled up just over there, and I thought, oh my god, what's going on here? Then they got out, let a dog out the car, and just walked off in the opposite direction. So
A door opened, a dog was released, and the driver walked away in the opposite direction. She held still. Nothing came of it. Then, in the hours between 11 and 1 in the morning, it began in earnest.
over the next couple of hours between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m, 4 separate cars stopped in the same part of the road, all getting out, looking around the nearby trees with head torches and speaking in hushed voices.
In the span of 2 hours, 4 different vehicles came to a halt at the same section of road, one after another, each stopping at precisely the same point near the trees. Each time, people climbed out, moved toward the woodland edge, and swept the area with head torches, speaking to one another in voices deliberately kept low. They were methodical, purposeful.
My heart thumped in my chest as I hoped they wouldn't come too close and see my shelter. Worst case scenarios rushed through my mind of accidentally becoming witness to nefarious things, or even worse, being caught by folk who really...
Claire lay still inside her shelter, close enough to hear them, weighing whether being discovered by these particular people would be worse than not knowing what they were doing there.
didn't want to be seen.
It is too weird here tonight. I'm going.
She chose to leave. Between each departure, she packed further into the dark. Silent movements timed to the gaps between cars.
I sat in silence, and each time a car would move off, I'd pack away in the dark before the next one arrived, and then I'd sit in silence again until eventually everything was back in my rucksack, and I quietly made my way back into the woods from where I'd come.
Right, that's me packed up. Let's go.
When everything was finally packed, she slipped back through the trees. She reached home after 2 in the morning.
Oh, glad to be away from that road. I got home gone 2 a.m, initially thinking that I'd just bin the footage from this one, but I decided to make a video anyway because I think fear is a very real part of sleeping out alone.
She had considered destroying the footage entirely. 4 vehicles, the same road, the same trees, all after midnight. What were they there for? Now the YouTube channel Rick and His Van, a solo van life series run by a British creator named Rick. The channel documents one man's life on the road, Overnight stops, wild camping, and occasional ventures into locations few others would choose to sleep near. In October 2023, Rick uploaded a video of his Halloween night spent alone at a local woodland common, roughly half an hour from home. The site had a reputation, reportedly haunted, and said to contain a small tin church hidden somewhere deep in the tree line.
Coming up in this Halloween edition of Rick and his van, I get spooked in the middle of the woods by some ghostly figures, and I get the dreaded door knock in the middle of the night.
Just got woken up by someone trying the van door handles. Right, I'm locking that.
He arrived at dusk, parked the van at the edge of the wood, ate, and waited for full dark before going in on foot.
Ow! Acorns! Right, I don't know how well this is going to come out on camera. I am in the woods now. Let's see where we're going. This isn't coming out very well. I have no idea where on earth I'm going. I'm just going to follow the, well, pathway. I wish there was a path. Let's just go this way. Let's see where we're going.
Inside the tree line, visibility collapsed. No path, no landmarks. He pushed deeper using only a handheld torch. Within minutes, he found it. A small, isolated church, entirely surrounded by dense woodland with no road leading to it.
Let me go through here. Oh, hello. What's that? What is that in the woods there? Look, what's that? Oh, I think I found the church. That was easy. Ah, that's not a gate. That is a fence. Ah, there's the church. Doesn't really look like a church. The Upper Itchin Benefice Church in the Woods, Bramdean Common. Services. Next service, 10th of December at 3 p.m. Still running.
A sign on the exterior confirmed that services were still being held there. Adjacent to the building sat a small graveyard. Against the fence, a shovel. No explanation for it.
Oh, no way. What? You even got a little graveyard. And a shovel. Random shovel. What is going on in this place? Chairs in the middle of the woods. What's all that about?
He continued filming around the exterior. Then he turned back toward the fence where he had left his gimbal resting briefly. Something was standing there, a shape positioned directly beside the equipment.
The hell is that? Hello? Hello? Hells. Hang on. Did you see that? Or was that just me?
He called out. Nothing responded.
There was someone standing right here. I swear to God, there was someone standing right here by my gimbal.
Seconds later, from inside the locked church, the door slammed shut. No wind, no prior movement.
I'm not joking you, that's just slammed itself shut. Right, I'm locking that up and getting out of it.
He gathered his equipment and left. His torch began intermittently cutting out as he moved back through the dark.
Right.
Back in the locked van, he reviewed the footage he had just taken. The figure was visible in the recording, a clear shape standing near the fence, in a position where no one else had been.
I've looked back at that footage while sitting there having my crisps. There was definitely someone standing there.
He had been alone. He had been sober. He tried to sleep. At 1 o'clock in the morning, someone was working the exterior door handles of the van.
What is it? 1 o'clock in the morning, and I swear blind, I just got woken up by someone trying the van door handles.
There's definitely a knock. Someone was trying the van door handles as well. I'm going to turn the lights out.
Moments later, a vehicle appeared, reversed slowly through the car park and drove away.
I heard a car pull up. There's definitely a car pulled up outside. I'm gonna have a look.
He settled back down. At 2:45, it returned, a 4x4, idling in the dark. No voices, no confrontation, just a vehicle, watching.
Right, it's happening again. I can't believe this. Let me turn the lights on. I've heard that car come back. At its spot. 2:45 now. That van's come back. Well, that car's come back. That 4x4 vehicle.
When it finally left again, he was already climbing into the front seat. He was home before sunrise. The footage was still on the card. Whatever approached that van in the early hours of Halloween morning, it came back. What was it looking for? Now the YouTube channel Outdoor Girl Sofie, run by a Danish creator named Sofie. The channel documents hiking and wild camping adventures, with a focus on solo and paired overnight trips across Scandinavia and Scotland. In May 2025, Sofie uploaded a video of a 2-person overnight stay in a remote Scottish Bothy, a trip built entirely around directions received from a stranger met at a bar that same morning.
We'll go a bit further to find the Bothy. We met a guy at a bar this morning, or like a restaurant / bar, who told us about this Bothy and kind of gave an direction to where it is. So yeah, we will see if we can find it, and we hope that it's empty so we can stay there, and if not, we'll just have...
The location was unverified, the path to it unmarked, and whether anyone else would already be there when they arrived was completely unknown. The route through the forest was quiet and flat, but early on the trail they encountered something that broke the calm.
Look at this tiny shelter out here in the middle of the forest. I'm gonna check it out. I hope that there's no one inside. I'm gonna be super scared.
Set back from the path, half concealed among the trees, was a small hand-built shelter, primitive and rough, with no indication of who had constructed it or when. Sofie entered it.
A bit scary. It looks like there's been a fire inside, like a campfire. I wonder who made this.
Inside, the remains of a fire, recent by appearance. No one visible anywhere in the surrounding woodland. They pressed on. The Bothy itself was eventually found deeper in the forest, larger than expected, stocked with fuel and items left behind by previous occupants.
I think we found it. Yes, it's here. Look at this beautiful sight.
They settled in, ate dinner, and went to sleep. The nearest road, as far as they knew, was a considerable distance back the way they had walked. The path leading to the Bothy had been narrow, too narrow, they would later say, for any vehicle. The morning changed that understanding.
Good morning from the Bothy. Frederik just went outside and he says there is a car outside the Bothy. I didn't really believe him because we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Sofie's companion was first outside and returned with news she did not initially accept. A car was parked directly in front of the Bothy, not beside a track wide enough for a vehicle. A car, simply there.
So weird with this car we have here. It's Probably just someone working here in the forest area.
She searched for an explanation, a forest worker perhaps, but the trail they had hiked in on the previous day had been barely passable on foot.
I don't understand how he could drive here, because the path we walked on to get here was super narrow. Or maybe there's someone in the car, sleeping, wanted to be inside.
The more she reasoned through it, the less it held. There was a second possibility she acknowledged, that whoever was in that vehicle had come intending to spend the night inside, and had arrived in the dark to find the bothy already taken. The man and his dog eventually departed, reversing back down the same narrow track.
The guy in the car were hunting with his dog, and he left and drove off this way. Very narrow for such a big car.
A hunter, they concluded. A reasonable explanation for the dog, the early hour, the isolation. Less so for the car on a path that should not have permitted it. They packed without speaking to him and hiked out. Someone had arrived at that bothy in the night, unseen and unheard. How long had the car been sitting there before morning came? Out on a fell like Sotherfell, the danger isn't always in what the legends promise, but in what a wide, silent landscape can hide from you until the last second. These encounters leave only fragments, shadows near a tent, footsteps that never quite arrive, certainty that collapses in daylight. If you want more cases where the unknown feels uncomfortably human, like and subscribe once. Then follow us into another story, where the dark doesn't retreat so easily. Some places remember you,